class by 8:30. So if you needed to contact me via text for any reason, if you have any questions on a subject that we're covering here in class, if you're not going to be able to make it to class, anything like that, feel free to send me a text message. Just send every text message because I'm not going to be writing down or saving everybody's phone number. Just please write your name and let me know that you're part of the morning class, because I do have a morning class, I have an evening class, and I have a night class. So just let me know I'm part of the morning class, Introduction to Electricity, this is my name, I have a question, or I'm not going to be able to attend class or anything like that. Just let me know, and I will gladly write down a note for you that you're not going to be coming into class. So we will be covering a lot of subjects here in this class. You guys are going to be with me until September. Who is focusing on getting into the program, Module 1 or Module 2, 3, and 4? All right, good. Okay. So one of the things that would benefit you by being here in my intro class, aside from the subjects that we're going to be covering here in the class, which are not going to be as deep as what we cover over there in our formal class, because in our formal class we have to read a lot of code. What we will be covering here will be reading. Math, because as electricians we have a lot of formulas that we have to understand, that we have to know. Calculations, we have to understand also relationship between current, between voltage, between resistance. Electricity is something that we can't really see, so we have to use measuring tools to be able to analyze our electrical systems, to be able to take measures. So for example, a receptacle, in order to know that the receptacle is working properly, I need to use a multimeter to be able to take some measures, because I really can't see electricity, but I can feel it if I get shocked, right? If I get shocked, I can feel it, but unless it's a lot of current flowing, then I probably will see a little bit of light, which is called an arc. But other than that, we're not going to be able to see it. So it's kind of invisible. So we will be talking about theory. We will be talking about what goes on in our electrical circuits, and this is just a purview of what we're going to be covering in our Mod 1, Mod 2, Mod 3, and Mod 4. So one of the benefits, like I said, that you guys can have aside from what we're covering here is that if you have perfect attendance, then you might get first dibs on our module class. This is if you have perfect attendance, because in your formal class, attendance is very important. You have, well, the way that I grade my classes is that attendance is almost 50% of your grade, but also our labs. So I need to know that you are here, and also I need to know that by the end of our module that you understand what we've been covering in theory, so we have a very extensive lab. Right now we just started lab with our night class. They started last week, so they're barely putting up their projects and wiring up certain devices, and I will walk over there to the lab so that you guys can see what my students are doing. But here in this class, if you guys have perfect attendance, did anybody come in here to register for Mod 1 and wasn't able to get into the class? Okay, so you see the big line that's formed? So usually we have about 40 spaces or 80 spaces depending on how many classes are open, and it's first come, first serve. So most of the students come in like around 3 in the morning and they start making a line, and we have 150, 200 students, and we only have 80 spaces. Now, if you guys have perfect attendance in this class, you will have first dibs in that class. So you won't have to come in and make a line. They'll just put your name right there on the roster, and you guys will be automatically entered into the class. That is, if you have perfect attendance. Because we have a lot of students that will enroll into this class, won't come in regularly, and that's a pattern that follows them throughout the whole program. And unfortunately, If you don't have a certain amount of hours, then we can't really give you a certificate, because the Department of Internal Relationship will tell us that you guys need to have a certain amount of hours to be able to pass at least one of the modules. So, can I have your name, please?
Eugenio.
Eugenio? Eugenio Custodio. Do you have any kind of experience in the field?
Formal, no.
Not formal,
Yeah.
but something that you do at home? or-
Yeah.
All right. Can I have your name?
Oh, and no,
Ah?
no help.
Your name?
My name Yong Feng Fang.
Oh, Yung Feng Feng?
Yeah.
Okay, what is
My
your
name is Hao.
Ho?
Yes.
Do you have an easier name for me? Maybe Yung or?
No.
English name Frank.
Frank.
Yeah.
All right, that sounds a little bit easier. What is your name?
Yeah. Hao. My name is Hao.
Ho?
Yes.
And what about your name?
Charles.
Charles. Okay, Frank, Ho, Charles. And your name again, I'm sorry?
Eugenio.
Eugenio.
Marisela.
Marisela, mucho gusto. Can I have your name, please?
Leandro.
Leandro. What about your name?
Edgardo.
Edgardo. Okay.
Jose.
Jose.
Sam.
Sam.
Ruben.
Ruben.
Johnny.
Johnny. Ramon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rogelio.
Rogelio.
Albert.
Albert.
Jason.
Jason. Hey, Jason, how are you? Good to see you.
CJ.
CJ.
Will.
Will.
Just.
Jesse. Okay. Well, welcome to my class. I hope that you guys enjoy. Now, I do expect that you guys come ready for class all the time, so I need you guys to have a notebook, pencil. I want you guys to buy some crayons. These crayons are because these cost like 99 cents at Walmart. The reason why we need crayons is because we will be making electrical diagrams here in the class, and I want everybody to have their diagrams color-coded. Because as electricians, we need to know what is the color code that is accepted in the field. So I'm gonna have you guys make some drawings before you wire up your projects, okay? Now, I need to see that you guys are not making any kind of short circuit on paper before I let you guys wire it, okay? Now, we will need, like I said, you guys will need a notepad. You will need pencil. Pencil is better because if you're barely starting to do your diagrams, I want you guys to do them in pencil. And then when we establish what are the colors that you need, then you can go ahead and put your crayons on. Because when we do lab, I'm gonna have you guys just wire up in your station, either here or over there in the lab. And I need you guys to have a diagram to follow so that you guys know exactly what you're doing, okay?
Okay.
Any questions? Make sure that you guys, yes.
You said we'd be with you until September, but I thought it was until December.
No, this class is until December, but I do know that there are some students here that in September, they're gonna be jumping into Mod 2. They informed me over there in the office today, but that's for students that have a little bit more experience. They will be able to just jump into Mod 2. But for those who are going to be waiting for Mod 1, then you guys are gonna be with me until December. Okay? Any other questions, guys?
The notebook is stripes or
That one is
just
fine,
flat?
yeah, that one is fine. When we go into our Mod 1 class, I will require that you guys get binders, and I want you guys to get college ruled paper because we will be taking notes. And most of the tests that you guys take will be open book. Now here in this class, I won't be testing you guys too much. I might start testing a little bit because when my students from Introduction to Electricity go into Mod 1, they kind of get a shocker because we're tested almost every week. So I might start introducing tests to you guys as well. But most of our tests are open book because all of these things that we have to learn as electricians are not something that we have to memorize all the time. Of course, we have to understand the basics of electricity because of safety, because electricity is dangerous, it can hurt you. And if you don't know what you're doing, you might not only hurt yourself, but you might hurt somebody else, right? So this is something that we emphasize a lot in safety. making sure that you understand what happens inside of your electrical system. Why is it that we use the tools that we use? Why are the electrical equipment made the way that they are? Because of safety. Now, like I said, here in this class, we don't test too much, but when we go into Mod 1, we're gonna be tested constantly because you guys are preparing for your journeyman test. Now, who wants to have a journeyman certification here in this class? That's good. Okay, so we will be testing for the whole 15 months that you guys are gonna be in our program. We will be testing constantly. So what I want you guys to do right now is to get comfortable with reading, to get comfortable with doing math. If you guys haven't done math in a while, I get it, I understand. We will be practicing a lot of math here in this class because I've seen that benefits a lot of my students when they do like a couple of months of math before they go into the formal class, because the formal class is gonna be faster. It's a very fast-paced program. We complete our program in 15 months, which other schools do in 5 years, but you guys come here or you go to those schools 2 days a week. Here you guys are coming 4 days a week. So you come 4 days a week, you come here for about 4.5 hours, tired after work for those who work in the morning. So it's kind of a really fast pace. I have a program that I have to cover. Like I have a certain amount of days that I have for certain subjects. So this is beneficial for those students that have no experience in electrical. Now, who here has no experience in electrical?
Me.
All right, good. So this is gonna be very beneficial for you guys because we will go a little bit slower in this class. When we go over there to our Mod 1, I can't really slow down. I gotta go from subject to subject to subject to subject, and I hate when I see that some students fall behind, but if you guys work with me, I will definitely help you guys out in any way that I can so that you can achieve that goal that you want. So for those who are doing Introduction to Electricity, your program is a little bit extended, right? Because you got the 6 months for intro plus the 15 months for the program. But that's okay, guys, because we will be covering a lot of important subjects as electricians that you will need in every day as an electrician, okay? So I'm glad that you guys are part of this program. I hope that you take it seriously. Now, we have a sign-in sheet. I want you guys to sign in every morning when you come in. The sign-in sheet should be over there in the back. Make sure that you're not signing in and signing out at the same time. Sign in at the time that you come in, sign out at the time that you leave, because those are legal documents, okay? So we need to know what hours you were here in school. And this is not counting towards any kind of hours in this class, but when you guys go into Mod 1, all of those hours will be reported to the Department of Internal Relations, okay? So that you guys can have a certain amount of hours already towards the hours that you need for your certification. As electricians, when you want to get a certification, you have to meet a certain amount of hours. So depending on what you want to do, so let's say you wanted to do only low voltage, you need 2,000 hours of experience. If you wanted to do residential, you need 4,000 hours of experience. If you wanted to be a general electrician, you wanted to do everything, right? You want to do low voltage, you want to do residential, you want to do commercial, you want to do industrial. Now you need 8,000 hours of experience to get that journeyman license. Depending on the certification that you want, that's how many hours you need of experience. Now here in the school, these hours that you guys are doing in intro won't count. But the hours that you guys do over there in our formal program, those hours will count, and we have to tell them how many hours you've been in school. That's why missing class is not something that we don't allow it, because you have to be present to be able to get the credits for the hours. So I know that we have emergencies, right? You might have any kind of emergency, communicate with me. Just like when you have a formal job, I know some of you guys are really young, maybe you guys have never worked before, but if you work in a company, you can't just not go to work, right? Yeah. Right? You got to let somebody know that you're not going to work, and that's just could happen. Because I worked as a hiring manager too for the company that we work for, and I had a lot of people that were very irresponsible. They would just not come to work. 1, 2 days, nobody knew. So we would call them, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you I'm on vacation. I was like, okay, well, you would have let us know. We probably would have gotten somebody to fill in for you. But this is something that people sometimes don't know. And I want to tell you, get into the habit of getting in communication with your instructors here at Bassett, because we're here to support you in any way we can. But if we see that you guys have bad habits, like coming in late, right? That's not something that is very recommended, because we're not going to be covering things after you already came late, right? So when you go into school, you need to be in class on time. Another thing is that we will have a break. So I'll tell you guys what time we'll have the break, and I'm always observing you guys. Some of you guys want me to give you a letter of recommendation, but I will tell you, I'm sorry, I can't recommend you, because if you're a person that comes in late, if you're a person that misses class, if you're a person that also, if I tell you guys to take a 30-minute break, you come an hour later, guess what? I'm not recommending you. Why would I recommend you? Why would I put my name behind you? That's not something that you need to have in your personal life. Those are just bad habits, and I want you guys to, if you didn't know that, I want you guys to start taking away all those bad habits, because that just closes doors of opportunities for you guys, all right? So we want to work on all of that, so that when you guys get into the formal program where everything is going to be graded, you guys are ready for that kind of pressure. You guys are going to have me as an instructor. You're also going to have Mr. Pierre as an instructor, because we're both of us are the night instructors. So we need to know that you guys are going to be successful. We want you to be successful. Usually my class starts with about 40 students, but as of right now, 6 of them already left. Why? Because they can't take the heat. They can't take the pressure. They don't know how to be able to take notes. They don't know how to be able to ask questions. They get flustered with everything, all the information that we're giving them, and the end result is they quit. And I always tell the students, don't quit. Don't quit. Keep on going. Even though you're not understanding what we're covering here in this class, I could take a little bit more time with you guys to be able to explain the things that maybe you're struggling with. But don't quit. Always keep on moving forward. Keep on going until you get to that goal. What is your goal? Your journeyman certification, right? If you don't have a certificate from any approved school, they won't even let you take a test, right? So you need to graduate. I remember I went to 3 schools before I got my certification, because I wasn't able to finish one, so I dropped out. Then I said maybe a couple of years later, I'm gonna go ahead and go back, and I enrolled back in school, and I wasn't able to finish that one either. But my goal was set. I wanted that certification. So finally I found a moment where I said, okay, I'm gonna go back to school and I'm gonna finish that. And I did. I graduated, and when I got my certificate, I was able to take that test, and I was able to get a certification, right? But you gotta have your goals set. And even though you're gonna have some obstacles, maybe you'll have some setbacks, guys, yes, I know, but don't stop moving forward. Always keep on going forward, all right? This is something that I want you guys to start thinking about. I know that maybe something is gonna come up, but I need to keep on going. That goal, if that's really what you want, then you're already in the right place. You already made the first good decision, coming back to school. All right, so I hope you guys enjoy these 6 months. I'm gonna do my best to teach you guys as much as I can about electricity. So let's go ahead and get started. Does anybody have any questions for me?
I don't know if you mentioned, are we gonna need any books? Or-
No, not for this class. Not for this class, but when you guys get in January, yes, you will need the code book. You will need a couple of other things. You will need to buy your own tools here in this class. I will be giving you a bag of tools. I will let you borrow a bag of tools for the projects that we will be doing here. But for those who are prepping for that, I would say wait a little bit because, the 2026 code book is gonna be coming out next year.